All right, everyone, welcome back to another edition of What's Happening. Now, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but I think we are getting it all right. If when you log on, if you can't hear anything, please let us know so that we can go ahead and get it started. All right, so tonight's show is going to be brought to you by, of course, Hello Guest Screen. Hello Guest Screen is a wonderful platform where you can have Airbnbs. If you have a doctor's office, office where you can put Hello Guest Screen up on your screens for the people to read what's coming on and what's happening with your community. All right, so tonight we have a very special guest, or a couple special guests in the community. We have a little technical difficulty also with our producer tonight, but we have the Right Way 360 in the house, and they are here. They're going to give y'all guys a wealth of information and knowledge. And again, if you're having trouble, difficulty hearing us, please put it in the chat so we can make sure we can fix that for you guys. All right. But we welcome the Wrights. How are y'all doing?
We're doing well. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We appreciate this opportunity.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about the Right Way 360. How did that come about?
Okay, so the Right Way 360 came about because it was a necessity, not a need. It was a necessity. Back in 2009, when the bubble burst, we lost everything. Mind you, we're a young couple married with 4 children under the age of 12. And so once we lost everything, we had to start all over again. And because we had to start all over again, we had to regroup. So we decided, okay, what did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? We did everything that they say we're supposed to do. You know, get married, have children, buy a house, you know, have your career, go to college. We did it all, but we lost it all. How in the world did this happen? So we just started just breaking things down on like where we went wrong. And where we went wrong was we didn't know too much about money.
I tell you what, and I'm glad you brought that up because that seems to be one of those things that plagues our community a lot. We're not being taught financial literacy. We're not being taught the right way to invest. We're not being taught all the things that we need to know as a community, as individuals, to better ourselves and set ourselves apart from everyone else. So what is it that, you know, when you mentioned you failed, how was that? What was that like? And how did you pick yourself back up to get back to where you're at right now?
Okay. So that I remember that like it was yesterday. I was a stay-at-home mom, and my husband came home early from work, and I'm going, okay, wait, this is not the normal time he comes in. So I'm like, what's going on? Are you okay? Is everything okay? He was like, babe, I have something to tell you. And I'm like, okay, what is it? He said, I was laid off. And I'm going, oh, okay. Like, it didn't bother me.
Right.
And he's looking at me like, wait, something is like, huh? Like, and I told him, I said, babe, when we started, we had nothing.
Right.
So as long as we have each other and we have our family, we can start all over again. We can start all over again. It's just things. It's just material things.
Right.
It's money. But next time when we start, we're going to do it better and bigger.
Okay. Yes. I like that whole bigger and better attitude because that's kind of one of the things that I always say. Like, says, if I do it, it's going to be bigger and better.
Exactly.
You know, like this, every time we've done one of our braidathons, like this, it keeps getting bigger and better, bigger and better. Like this, and that has always been our mindset here at CNOW Solutions. So, what can one expect, or what type of services does the Right Way 360 offer?
So we offer a wealth of services. We offer budgeting. We offer housing, mortgages, finance, anything that you need to get you started and get you well-rounded with financial literacy and getting your life started properly.
Okay. Yeah. Outstanding. So, I got to ask this because, being and dealing with the community, and we deal with the community a lot as a nonprofit. And half the time I find it that a lot of people have an issue or have a problem trusting us as a nonprofit, giving away free stuff. How do you deal with it from a company, a business that's offering these services?
So we use financial literacy. I'm still talking about that. We use social media.
Okay.
We use social media so that people can see us operating in what we're talking about. They can see us trading houses. They can see us working on the houses as a family. They can see us doing business, so they get that comfort level that these people are actually doing what they say they're doing. Then we give them solutions to the problems that they have. And once we give them those solutions, that's when they start to reach out. Hey, how do you do this? Hey, how do you do that? Then we give them those solutions. And as they see that the solutions actually make sense, we get more customer base. And once we get that customer base in, we make sure that we take care of them. We make sure that they understand what they're doing. We offer them solutions after we give them their initial services so that they always have an environment to come back to.
Outstanding, outstanding. As getting those solutions, and of course, that's one of the things that we talk about is providing solutions to a lot of the community's problem. And I love what y'all guys are doing with that. So when you have, I should say, your classes, is there a certain type of individual who needs to attend, or is it someone who has good credit, bad credit, mediocre credit? How does that fit in?
So we meet them where they are.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's no judgment. You come in, we'll do a discovery call and find out what your need. And then based on what you're saying, like we'll ask, specific questions. Based on what you're saying, we already know kind of like, okay, you need this class or you need that class. You probably need a little bit of both of them. And then once we send you the information, tell you what the class offer, you make that decision whether you want to go with either class or you want to do a one-on-one, because we do have mentorship, because some people's afraid to do it by themselves.
Right.
So we'll help you. We'll do that too.
Yeah.
So we try to give them a little bit of everything when it comes to the classes, because everybody's different and everybody learn differently. So we try our best to cover all grounds. Our best. We try our best.
Okay. So we got a question here. It says, what is your contact information? I think we have it in the thing. We have the website down in there. Is there a phone number that someone can contact you guys out with as well?
You can reach us at 256-829-8009.
Okay, good. So you mentioned that we do the social media so that people can see that we're out there working, we're working with the houses, and we're working as a family.
Right.
It's more than just y'all two.
Right.
There's more rights involved. There's more rights involved, right? So talk to us about that a little bit.
We're trying to be the example that we want people to see.
Okay.
Be what you want people to be. So we bring the family in, we talk to them, we had a family meeting. We have a family meeting every month, and we discuss, where is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to do? Here's what we think we should be doing as a family. And through that, we get their buy-in. And the kids, they believe in what they're doing. So as we're moving as a family, if we make money here, we all make money. It's not I'm making money or her making money. We're all making money. So there's some gratification in it for them.
Right.
And that's the example that we're trying to set. So we have 4 children, beautiful children, ages 29, 20,
26.
26. Yeah, I got a lot of, right?
19
and 20. So we have them on board, and they've been working with us since they were teenagers. And it's a labor of love. And we wanted to showcase that so that people can see, hey, especially within our community where they're pushing individuality as opposed to family and inclusion, we want people to see that you can move faster, you can move better, and you can move further if you move as a unit as opposed to individually doing your own thing.
So you said 2 things there that I really like. You said, one, they have a buy-in.
Yes.
They have that buy-in. And I think that is excellent for them to have that buy-in. And 2, it's one of those things, hey, if you make money, we make money. If I make money, you make money.
Yes.
That is excellent. I love that concept. I love that idea of how y'all put that together. Looks like we have another question up there. It says, can you elaborate on the Airbnb courses?
Ooh, okay. So you want to go for it?
Okay, so the Airbnb courses is pretty much gives you everything, the do's and don'ts about Airbnb. And we'll also, tell you, every state has their laws. So you got to make sure your state is okay with Airbnb. And that's a one-on-one. Okay. And I'm sorry, that's as you go self-paced class. Now if you do mentorship, we also include Airbnb in the mentorship one-on-one when we're having conversation with a client.
Okay, all right. I thought about Airbnb once upon a time like this, but I already got too much on my plate right now. I don't think I could do that. Hey, those are out there viewing. If y'all are watching, again, we might have had a little bit of technical difficulties in the beginning with our sound. So again, if you're having trouble hearing us, please put it in the chat and let us know so we can get our producer to fix that. We got it online now? Okay, I've just been told by my co-host it is up and ready. So the next question is, it says, what are some of your costs? Woo. Man, that's always a good one.
Well, yeah,
You know, there's always an associated cost with something.
Listen, we cover everything.
Okay.
We offer free
Mhm.
on up to the one-on-one mentorship. And for free, you can join our group on Facebook, which is the Right Way 360 Wealth Group. You can follow us on Instagram and all platforms. TikTok,
Mhm.
we have over 130,000 people who follow us on TikToks. I think there's 25,000 that follow us on YouTube. So we give that information through social media where they can follow us and get certain information, right?
It's something that get them started.
Something to get you started, to get your mind understanding and wrapped around financial literacy. But we don't give the whole kit caboodle. Why? Not because we're trying to make a buck out of it, but there is certain information that if you give before you have the basis, you will get in trouble financially. And we're not in the business of putting people in trouble. We're trying to help our people. So we give that information. We give that information out free. Now, as far as the classes go and costs, people try to run away from sharing their costs. We're not afraid of our costs, right? We offer free, but then we offer self-paced courses where if you feel that you have enough information or knowledge, you can go into the Airbnb course yourself. And we have them written in a way that you can follow it. And at the end of that course, you can start your Airbnb and start running your business. So we set the courses up so you get enough knowledge that you understand that subject. Now, if you, like you said, if you want to do the hand holding, or if you're okay with doing groups, you can do our 360 Elite, which is the one-on-one. That is $4,997, $4,997. And we'll walk with you for 6 weeks. We'll walk you through all from aspects of flipping houses and rental and real estate. And then there's the group. The group is $2,997, $2,997. And that is, if you're okay with working in a group setting, we work as a group. It's still 6 weeks. You work with us once a week for an hour, and we will work with you on contracts. If you go through, and let's say you're getting ready to buy your house, you want us to see it, we can either do, depending on your drive, we can either come with you and we'll work with you and show you the house and make sure that the house works well, or we can do it through social media, FaceTime.
Okay. So, you said something that, a lot of people like to run away from their costs, where you don't run away from your costs. How do you deal with the community, when you say, hey, it's $49.99, and they're like, yeah, I'm good. How do you deal with that?
So one of the things we say was like, if you go to college, is it free?
Right.
No, if you want that knowledge, you have to pay for that knowledge. So if you don't want the knowledge, okay, but you have to invest in yourself. Everything that you are where you want to be, you have to invest in yourself, and it's a cost. Nothing is free.
Right.
So nothing is really free. There is a cost. So if you are ready and you have the money, jump on it, because you are investing in yourself. You're going to be better than where you were.
Right.
There's a reason why you're reaching out, because you want to be better. So if you spend in a little here to make 10 times more, it's worth it.
Right.
And, so just like, we go to school, get our education, we have to pay for it. It's not free. Because it's the same thing.
Exactly.
It's a family business instead of.
I think, and we've been talking here for a minute. And I think some of the issues that the community has is it's the trust of minority businesses.
True.
Yes.
And some of us is not making it easy for the rest of us.
And we're not. You're right.
Perfectly said.
You're right.
Perfectly said.
And that's why we did social media, because on TikTok we are ourselves. We put videos out there, the things that normal people go through.
Right.
And and like our daughter, she's older, she's 26, but she still wants to come out and eat with us. So we kind of share those things.
Right.
So we are real. Right. This is who we are. And trust, we're building trust by showing them who we are.
Yeah.
And this is who we are. It's like, we're not hiding anything. He was military. I'm in education. We have 4 beautiful children. They're 2 in college right now. We share everything. Like, even when they're prom, so we showing them the process of like our prom. We're regular people like you and I.
Right.
We're no different.
Right.
But so that's kind of the way we do it, to kind of break that, barrier. Like, this is who they are.
I'm going to come back to that after we answer this question, but there's something I want to ask on that. It says, what are some of your disadvantages?
In terms of?
I would probably say some of your disadvantages in terms of the business of which you're doing right now.
So depending on where you are as an individual, sometimes you want to get to the long goal before you take the smaller steps.
Mhm.
So some of the disadvantages is somebody will come in with a 500 credit score,
Yep.
no money in the bank, they've got debt out the wazoo, credit, and they say they want to flip houses. Now, technically, we can teach you how to flip the houses, but 9 times out of 10, that individual can't afford the course to go through the steps. And we want to make sure that if once we finish the course with you, you're able to start purchasing your home then and there. So
Right.
that's something we may not do with you right off the bat. We'll take you now and we'll start you with the baby steps. We'll put you in a program that is $97 or $47, which is our budgeting course. And we teach you the basics of money. First, you got to learn money because
Right.
based on what your credit is and what's going on with your bank account, you don't have the basis covered. So the disadvantage is taking somebody who's hot and ready to go here and bring them back to here and say, you gotta crawl before you can walk, and before you can
Right.
run, you gotta walk, So that I would say is a big disadvantage,
Right.
because at that point they were gung ho to go this way, and you say, no, you might want to come back that way. And now they've lost that enthusiasm
Right.
to move forward.
I can tell you hit the nail on the head when you said teaching them the basics of the credit and finances, because when we teach our financial literacy for teens, a lot of times we'll get the parents be in the room when we're teaching it. And I'd be amazed of how much the parents don't know
Yes.
what I'm telling the kids. They're like, I didn't know that.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, mom, you need to be doing this, mom, or dad, you need to know this.
Yes.
So that is important for them to learn those basics, because like you said, I can teach you how to flip houses, but if you're not learning how to manage that finance portion of it, right, it's a recipe for disaster.
A fool and his riches will soon be parted. So again, it's not just about the money for us,
Right.
because we're good where we are. We're trying to help our community, and we want to make sure that when we do take somebody on as a client, that we're going to get them to where it is they say they want to be. But we want to make sure that they understand the steps to take it to get there.
And we're not going to make you do something that we know you're not ready for,
Right.
because that doesn't help anyone.
No, not at all.
No, so we wouldn't do that.
So let me ask y'all, this. What do you think the key would be? Y'all been around the world, different countries,
Yes.
Caribbean and
Caribbean.
both Caribbean.
Yeah.
So y'all been around. What do you think the key is to getting the community to buy into you?
Building that trust.
Building
It's
the
trust.
branding.
Branding,
is what we put it
trust,
on there,
yes.
trust.
You have to build that trust, and you have to understand where they're coming from.
Right.
And when you, that's why we ask those questions to see where they're at, what they need, and then you kind of give them like a curriculum. This is what I think you need, and if you're ready, let us know. And it's mainly the trust.
It's the trust factor, and like I said, I agree. It's a trust factor, but it comes from how we brand. So we want people to understand we've been where you're at,
right,
and we got out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
We lost everything: car, house, clothes on our back, literally everything. With 4 kids that still needed to be fed.
Right.
So no situation you're in, we can't resonate with when you've lost everything. So we can show you the steps to get to where we are today, but understand that there are steps. So the goal is to show them, hey, we know what you're going through. This is how you get out of it.
Okay, here you go. But that's you.
Didn't say that.
You can. That's you, though. I'm different.
Right.
That's what you're going to get a lot of times.
We get that all the time.
That's you, though. Like this. No, it ain't just me. I was where you were at. I was doing the same thing. We went to the same schools.
Right.
I was that knucklehead in class. I didn't get those premium grades all the time. So you can't say it's just me.
Right.
I had to realize, like, you know what? It's time for a change.
Yes.
I need to start doing something different.
Yes.
And I need to change the trajectory of my life, my path, so I can do better for myself and my family.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what's one of the things that I find whenever we're talking to our community and you're trying to explain to them, like, I get that. I know what a bologna sandwich is. I know how to fry it around like this.
And then you cut the middle.
Yeah, I cut that middle. I know what that is, guys. Don't think I was always eating, filet mignon. No.
I tell them the story of how I used to have to donate plasma to buy diaper money.
Yeah.
And listen, we've been there. We know all about it. So you're not going to tell us something new. But we try to take their scenario. Like you said, we take their scenario. Where are you now? Oh, you said it's me. Well, what's your scenario? And when you tell me your story, I'm going to tell you step A, B, C, D is how you get to where you want to
Right.
be. And I'll show
Right.
that in a simple step
Mhm.
and in a way that is going to resonate with them. And when it does, all right, do you want to learn more? Or do you want to move forward? Now I'm going to put the ball in your court.
Right.
Yeah, and then sometimes they don't have a why.
Right.
Mhm.
When a person have a why, you'll do anything. Because we had a why. We lost everything. We had to take care of the
Right.
kids, and we have to take care of
Gotta eat.
ourselves. We had to eat. That was our why.
Yeah.
Some people, it could be their grandkids. They want to leave something for their grandkids. So once they have their why, they will come.
Mhm.
When
Mhm.
that's mean they're ready.
Mhm.
If they're not ready, there's nothing you can do. You can take the horse to the water, but you can't force them to drink
Right.
it.
Right. Right.
So they have to have that why.
One of the things I tell all the entrepreneurs that come through our class, and I think about this all the time. And I think about what I just said to you. A lot of times, people never see where you come from. They only see where you're at.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Absolutely.
So they didn't know, they can't see where you was doing plasma and scraping counting those pennies, 10, 20,
Yes.
35, 45 pieces to go get milk or parents. They don't see that. They only see the now.
Now.
Look at you now.
Yes.
Oh, y'all balling out of control. Y'all doing events. Y'all flying over here. You driving big cars. Like this. That's the only thing they see, but they don't see the struggle to get to that.
Yes.
And you're absolutely right, which is why when we go back to the branding, we have to be very specific in making sure that we resonate with the crowd that we want the information to reach.
Right.
So we go back to those archives, we show those pictures, we tell those stories, so that even when we're out there now, it's all of us out in the field in the trenches. She's got on all those dirty clothes and she's climbing in there. She's in the back doing whatever. She's screwing this in. The kids are up in here. They're cleaning out the belfry.
Right.
And I'm out in the bushes doing, so people can see, hey, these people aren't just posh sitting on top of a pedestal.
Right,
These
right.
people will roll up their sleeves and we'll be out there changing
Excellent.
colors in the sun.
I
trying to
love
get this
that.
done,
I love
you know?
that. I love that.
do.
That is exactly right on that.
I
So
felt that one.
See,
Right.
you're
It
Come on.
hit real hard
Yeah.
up here. Listen, we should have had the kids on the show so I could ask them on the kids' standpoint how it feels to work with your parents.
oh you
That's definitely
definitely
a
a good one.
I can only imagine how that would go
Yes.
because I know how my grandkids and my kids feel about me. Like, we're doing what? Yeah, we're doing that. Let's go.
When you say roll up your sleeves, all I can
Man.
think about is the one thing that this one says, boots on the ground. I'm like,
Boots
listen,
on the ground.
my boots are torn up. I'm torn
Yeah,
With holes and everything.
you gotta be boots
my
on the
toe
ground.
was out, but I'm still trying to kick it.
So,
Okay.
and even what Brittany's saying here, and those who are viewing, who are watching, if you could answer this question, please put it in the chat. Do you feel like we always have to be this much higher and above our other counterparts when we're doing what we're doing?
Short answer, yes.
Yes.
Let's just be frank.
Yes.
Frank, short answer, yes. It's part of, I don't want to say it the wrong way. It's what we're accustomed to based on where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to deny it is only going to create or lengthen your journey. You have to understand that this is the game and this is how it's played. The only way you're going to win is to learn to play the game better than the person who created the game.
Mm-hmm.
So now we've learned to play the game very well. And I don't say we've learned to play it better than who created it, but we've learned to play it so well that we've made room for others.
Right.
The more room we make for others who understand our plight, the easier the game becomes because we're not just playing for ourselves anymore. We're playing together.
Right.
So now when I might be working on a deal and now I brought her in, we're working on the deal. We might need more leverage. I bring you in. Now we're working on the deal. It makes things a lot easier.
Right.
If we need to self-fund instead of running over here where I know they're going to hit me over the head, can we put something together here and that be enough for us to get to where we need to be? Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Now we get to that next step. We recruit some more and on and so forth. So it's easier said than done, but that's why we're very deliberate in what we're doing to make sure that people see us and know that there's an opportunity and that we do need to be better than what our counterparts are because we're not the ones who set the rules of the game.
Right.
And every time we do start to win the game,
They changed
they
the
move the goal.
They move the goal.
Move the goalpost. So if I know the goalpost is going to be moved, I've already got to be better than where I am today.
Right.
But the goalpost is going to move, so I got to be ready in position to move with it.
Mhm.
And that's just
And it is. We got a question says they see your glory and they don't know the story.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree with you there. It said pay is how the highway rolls. Yeah,
Mhm.
that is true there.
Sure.
That is true there. That frustrates me a lot that, we always have to be that much more. We got to be, where everyone else gets to go home at 5, we're still here at 9 and 10 o'clock working it out like this. When everyone else has to give a 3-minute speech, we got to give a whole doggone seminar to get it across.
Just to be on par.
Just to be on par. And I think a lot of our people in our community who aren't business owners, they don't understand that. They don't understand what you're going through. They don't understand what we go through as a minority business owner trying to make a difference in our community, in our lives. They don't see that. They just see everything at face value.
Yes.
They don't see what goes into that,
Difficult.
and it's always that, so you said class is $4.99. You sure I can't get it for $2.99?
Always.
Huh?
But they won't get it to the other person.
Oh, googly moves, boy! I tell you.
But they won't.
I tell you.
Again, it's
It's a mindset.
a
it's
mindset. And
it
it's
was
trained
taught,
to be that way.
and now it's time for us to change it.
Right.
It's time for us to rethink things.
Absolutely.
Y'all
You
get
know.
the discount accent. We offer our services for free, and we still get side-eyed.
You
People like, you
can't-
said free,
you
so
can't
what's
win
the catch
losing.
behind that free?
Right.
So what do I have to do? You just gotta come.
Just come.
Just show up.
And now that's how it's fishy.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when you get me there, it's gonna be like, oh, you know how the timeshare is to give you that 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
But you gotta sit down to do that hour.
What's the catch?
Listen, what's the catch? And then
Yeah.
you walk out like, dang, I didn't sign another timeshare.
Timeshare, and I'm not gonna even use it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is.
And once again, you sign that timeshare, you're paying for it.
Mhm.
You're not going to use it. You're okay with signing over for a timeshare, but you're not okay for paying for knowledge.
Right. I was on y'all guys' website the other day, and I hate that I missed one of the events that y'all just had in April.
Yes.
But one of the things that I noticed, you had a lot of phenomenal minority women guest speakers.
Queen.
Listen, we had, I was one of Kenny Anderson and myself were 2 of the only kings on the stage, and honestly, it was a 360 Wealth Money Talks Roundtable. It's going to be a yearly event that we do. This was our inaugural event,
And it was free.
and it was free by the
And
way.
it was free.
Let's just add that in there. It was free.
Okay.
It was televised to was supposed to be 250,000 people. Ended up being 500,000 that day, and we came to find out afterwards that we actually hit almost the 11 million mark.
Wow.
It was broadcasted across all around the world. So we've got response back from Dubai, you name it, Africa, you name it. We put this out for speakers that were actually servant leaders. And you hear that term a lot, but they use it loosely. We sat with each one of our speakers to find out, where are you serving from, mindset wise, because you have to match what we're doing in terms of wanting to get the information out.
Right.
The money will come. That's not the first focus. The money will come. Are you a servant leader? And all of these ladies, they resonated with our brand and our family because we're a family-owned business. They resonated with us because they believed what we believe, and they believe it for themselves, which is why they have the brands that they have. And if you weren't in the building, you missed it, because the way that they poured out, they all had the green light to deliver the way you deliver,
Right.
so that you can resonate with who needs to hear it. And the feedback that we got was just phenomenal. We covered everything from life insurance, estate planning, banking, budgeting. Listen, if you didn't get something from the event, you weren't looking for anything.
Right.
And that was the goal of the event, is to cover everything finance, so that we meet you, like you said, meet you where you are. And whatever resonates with you is what you were able to follow up with thereafter.
Right.
And we were also using, personal and business.
Yes.
So we had like a personal tax person and business tax.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And credit, because some people
Personal
wanted
and business.
personal and business credit. So we try to give them like the 360.
Yeah,
But
360, absolutely.
360
Of
and of finance, and it went very well.
It
I
was phenomenal.
can't wait for next year. I really can't. We started right away, like sending out things saying like, anybody want to be a speaker next year? So
They started
I tell y'all what, y'all need to make sure y'all send me that invite so I can be in that audience. Be like, I want to be in there.
you got to be a king
You know,
in there.
yeah,
We need
I
some
want to be
kings.
up in there. That was awesome. That was awesome. You know, what really triggered me is the amount of Queens speakers that y'all had, and I think about our entrepreneur classes.
Mhm.
Since we started this back in 2020,
Mhm.
and since 2020, every class that we had, we seem to be gaining more and more women.
Oh yeah.
To the point now,
Yeah.
we're almost like at a 99% all women class, every class that we have.
Yes. I
So,
believe that.
what do you think? And I'll let you
I'm
answer
sorry.
this
Yes.
because I see you rooting on the women. What do you think is triggering the amount of women wanting to become business owners?
As you all know, some people, are stay-at-home moms.
Mhm.
And then when you're a stay-at-home mom, you have to put yourself in the back burner.
Right,
A lot.
right.
So now, and women usually don't like talking about finance. It's usually the men that talks about finance. And now that they have so many educational things out there, women is starting to listen and start to say, wait, we can do this too.
Right.
Absolutely. I think they didn't know that they can do it. They probably feel like they could only be on the back burner, like supporting the quick king. I'm not saying not to support your king now. You must
Yeah,
support
don't
your
do that.
king,
Don't do
but
that.
they always thought that wasn't their main job. I guess that'd be a better word to say them, and their job to take care of the finances. Like, it's the husband's job to take care of the finances. Now they're going, actually, what if something happens to my husband? Then who's going to take care of the finance? And then they started thinking like, whoa, I need to know about finance. I need to know how to balance a check, but I need to know what's going on in the household. And especially for those that had grandparents because we're just coming out of like the moms being home. So like the grandparents and the grandpa left and grandma don't know what to do. So that's the eye opener. They're like, my grandmother didn't know what to do. She didn't do the finance.
Right.
And so I believe that's probably what's making them change their mind. Like, I need to be bring my money, bring it into action.
Add on to what you said, Miss Wright.
Mhm.
Another way of looking at it, women can hold a lot more than men when it comes to being a super mom, a superwoman. Because if you give the husband the housely things and send us out, we're gonna work, we're gonna make a check, we're gonna do it. But even after making that check, we want to come on, we want to sit our feet back, but we got the kids to take care of, we got the house to take care of, nobody gonna make dinner, all this other stuff. So when it comes down to it, now with especially single parents looking at the fact that I got to make something happen.
Yes.
And I got this baby looking at me. I got this baby looking at me. I have to make something happen. So why not make something happen to where my kids don't have to worry about something later down the line, being that I'm the only parent they have, or I'm the only one that's caring for them. Just like I forgot who it was that I talked to. She was like, and someone like, what you guys with your kids? She's like, oh, my baby's in the business with me. Right. She was like, I brought my kids in. I teach my kids everything they need to know, not just how to make the product, where to get the product from, but the financials behind it. So if something does happen to me, my kids can pick up where they left off at. Right. And that's what we're looking at now. Like,
that's generational.
I'm doing what I'm doing, not for me, but I'm doing it for the little ones that's behind me. So they're like, my mom did this. And if she could do it, I know I can do it. Right. Going back to college at 30. Yep. If my mom went back to college at 30, I could complete college by 30. I told them, don't do what I do better than me. Be better than me. So it makes it a lot difference when they see you working as hard as you are. Because if my mom or my dad can put that effort in and get that work done, I can too.
Absolutely. Most definitely.
I like that.
I tell my kids, don't make the same mistakes I make. Make new mistakes.
Right.
You can make new mistakes, but you're not allowed to make old mistakes.
Right.
I'll get you for it.
You sat there and said something there. You said, that's talking about generational wealth. I think our community don't understand how that's supposed to work. They think that, that's wealth for me. Right. It's not for you. It's for your descendants. It's that next generation. It's designed for them, not for you. And once you get that started, then it can keep building. It keeps building. It keeps building. I think that, once they get that, grasp that, and understand it a lot better,
Right.
I think we as a community be better
Better,
off.
right. And then
Absolutely.
we also tell people, stop selling grandma's house.
Yeah.
Grandma
Oh.
already started. Grandma bought the house. There's no payment anymore. All you have to do is pay your taxes. They don't know about that. So
Yeah.
that's why we teach that.
Right.
Pay your taxes and stop selling grandma house. That is part of your generational wealth.
Well,
And I don't think they understand. I was like, well, it's an
Yeah,
old house.
absolutely.
It's falling apart. Fix it.
right.
All
Because-
these generations came through the house,
Right.
and as soon as grandma was gone, let's cut this check, let's sell the house,
Right.
and now we're riding around in a new car, and that's the end of generational
Right.
wealth.
Yep.
Yeah. So
We're
when
not gonna sell your house.
No, we ain't doing that. We ain't
but
doing that.
she made a good
Good
point.
point, right.
She taught her children in saying that we're missing generational wealth in our community because it's a catchphrase.
Mhm.
Right.
Generational wealth is not just the money, because if you make the money, you hand it to somebody who's ignorant, they're going to
Spend it.
they're going to spend it.
Blow it.
It's going to be gone that generation.
Mm-hmm.
Generational wealth is two parts. Generational wealth is creating the structure, the infrastructure for the finance to create that wealth, but then also passing the knowledge
The mindset.
that goes with it. The mindset must go
Mindset.
with it.
Gotta go with it.
Otherwise, it's only going to last the one generation.
You gotta go with it.
Absolutely.
You gotta go with
This
it.
man right here definitely shows it. He has 6 grandkids, 5 girls, 1 boy. And those older girls already know when I say, oh, G-Paw say be to his house at 12 o'clock on Saturday.
Ready.
They already know we gotta work.
Yeah.
If I said G-Paw said, hey, we have a family meeting at the office at 5 o'clock, they know we coming in to work.
That's beautiful.
They automatically already know now. Are they around the house going, because they don't get it at the moment. But
They don't.
even so, right now, just having that work ethic,
Plenty
where
of
when
things.
Right.
he says
Mhm.
it's
Right.
time to go,
Yes.
it's time to go.
That's
We
commendable.
we
Yeah.
have them where the financial literacy program that we have, the lift, we utilize them as our guinea pigs to get this program started. So what the kids in your generation like.
Mhm.
So we're gonna run through this course, and you tell us where it is that you're falling asleep, where it is that you don't
Right.
like.
Right.
And it took us 3 Saturdays
There's about 3 Saturdays.
to get this program to where it is now. And now when we introduced it to their school, they're excited, like, oh, we know this, we don't have to do this because
Right.
I wrote this and I told you this. Like they were
Yes.
excited to know that something that they had a hand in creating
Yes.
and a hand in actually helping not just
The
themselves,
buy-in.
but
buy-in.
yeah, helping just everybody else to get
Mhm.
this information just made them feel a lot more
Right.
better.
And just
Absolutely.
our last daughter,
Mhm.
she's in Tuskegee, and she was the one that like, I don't want to do this. Oh, I gotta really. So she called right before school, and she's like, "Mom, do we have a project to do this year?" I'm like, "Well, nothing yet. Oh, we need to hurry up and get a project because I need this money." And I'm like, so it's the buy-in. Is like,
Right.
she's like, okay, if we don't have a project, we're not making this money. So, but if we have the project, we're making this money. Now she's ready for the project.
Mhm.
She's ready.
Right. Yeah. They kind of hurt my feelings though when they said that was boring. I was like, what?
They
What do you mean it was boring?
Much work.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I think, man. I was up all night typing up this stuff. Y'all gonna tell me that was boring? I was sleepy. Oh man.
They didn't
I
want to
was
say
sad.
it at first. We all went out to a huddle outside the door, and they was like, "Mama, can you tell G-Paw this is not working? It's not working." And I'm like,
Because they're different. They
Yeah.
receive the information
receive
and
it
they
yeah,
process it.
they like to be
differently
active
than we
and
do.
hands-on for our kids. These generations right now, they just want to be hands-on with
Yes.
everything.
Right.
They want. So when he was just sitting back talking, they was just like, mm-hmm.
Mhm. Just
Mhm.
not in that
Mhm.
mode. Yep.
Yeah.
And then when he said break time, they was like, oh,
Yeah.
it jumped up
No,
quick.
that's why we try to tailor the message in a way that resonates on social media, because we have to keep up with the trends so that we're getting
Yeah.
to what they're
Yeah.
listening to and how they're receiving it.
Right.
So we stay relevant with our message.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
So y'all guys, we got Airbnbs.
Mhm.
We got flipping houses.
Yes.
You're teaching the financial literacy portion with it as well. What else?
And I have a book. I am an author, bestseller.
Good
author.
googly moves, folks. Y'all hear this? Go ahead.
That's it.
All
So,
right.
I mean, at preschool, that's my profession. I work, with the little ones, from
Okay.
infants to about 12. And so I was like, hey, we can start teaching financial literacy from there. So I started writing financial literacy children's book.
Okay.
So it's more like something that they can actually take in and regurgitate. So it's fun because and it's about Nyla. It's called Nyla Nyla's Check Adventure.
Mhm.
So it's about a little girl who want to buy a gift for her mom, and she has to use a check. So she goes on an adventure to how to write a check.
I love that. I love that because believe it or not, there's some adults don't know how to write a check.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you're trying to buy a house or you're trying to invest,
You gotta write
you
a
can't
check.
bring a cash. You got to
Right.
write a check.
You got to write a check.
Or, money order or something like that.
And you ain't gonna be able to say, "Well, give me your cash app."
No,
That-
can't do
that-
that.
that
No,
ain't
that's
gonna
too big. You can't move that type of money through
Oh.
cash app.
Well, I tell you what, hey, I love having y'all guys here tonight. The information that y'all gave to us and to the audience has been phenomenal. Is there anything y'all guys want to add before we go ahead and close?
Yes, so you can follow us on the Right Way 360 on all platforms. We're on TikTok, IG, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, so you can follow us there. And we also have a website, which is therightway360.com. Anything else would you like to add?
Listen, we've got to get our community together. Financial literacy is the way that we bridge the gap
Yes.
and move it. So financial literacy, if you're not there, there are solutions out there you can get with CNI, the Right Way 360 is here, and there's more. So start somewhere.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Hey, folks, hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. If take time to share this video with somebody who can need this information from Right Way 360. This powerhouse couple, family-oriented business is doing things the right way. You like that? The right way. They are doing things the right way. Awesome couple. I tell you what, I look forward to working with these guys in the future because I love what they're doing. I love the message that you're putting out there to the community and to try to help us do better at what it is that we're trying to do. We didn't get a chance to mention this earlier in the beginning of the show. The 7 and 7 community baby shower did go off with a hitch. It was phenomenal. The ladies enjoyed it. We had a lot of good gifts, giveaways, and we were so excited. We're already starting prepping now for next year's 7 and 7. So as like we said earlier, we're always gonna keep going bigger and better. All right. So as always, remember, your yesterday is not your today, and your today is not your tomorrow. Good night.